So the topic embedded fluid flow simulation accelerates mechanical design process. So the visual roadmap, I'll just repeat from where I stopped. So I will start with the impact of validation, how or what is the importance of validation in our design process. Then internal analysis, when the fluid is flowing within the cavity, within the geometry, how you can extract the results and how you can verify your geometry or the model. Then we will go ahead with the rotating medium and parametric analysis. Rotating medium means if you are having an assembly in which there is impellers, propeller blades, etc. So how that thing can be analyzed in your flow simulation. Then the next topic in my visual roadmap is the external analysis. If the flow is around the object, correct? Then the last and important topic is how we can transfer the results from your CFD, that is flow, into your FEA analysis, that is structural analysis. Now let me begin with the first point, that is how simulation impacts the quality. How you can improve the product quality. So with the help of simulation, you can produce reliable products. Correct? You can filter out if there are any weaknesses in your product. Beforehand, before you actually manufacture, you would be able to know if there are any weaknesses or if there are any occurrence of failure. Correct? You can also predict the sufficient life of your product. Now if I talk about impact on time, now you can reduce the project length. So at the bottom you will see the basic project length which most of the industries use, that is starting from project concept to project design, then they do the physical testing. Then after the physical testing is completed, they will go ahead and manufacture it. And finally, the product is ready for its end use. The product is delivered. I hope this is the most basic project length which is followed worldwide. Now, how this simulation would impact on the project length. So let me quickly highlight few important points, like you can do multiple design check. If you are having one design in your hand, you can quickly check with the other variations of the same product. Correct? No need to manufacture it each and every time and then come to the conclusion that which is the best design. Again, you can earlier detect any potential issues. You can reduce trial and error process. This is the most basic thing that most of the company follow, which are not using any analysis tool. They depend on trial and error process. Right? Now, it is very difficult to judge using trial and error process whether any component would fail or not if he is not having much years of experience. Correct? Again, the important thing, we can reduce the time spent on hand calculation. Now, if the product is very easy, you can rely on hand calculation, but if you want to do the analysis of any gear, right, or any complicated assembly, it is not advisable, or it will take numerous days to solve using hand calculation. So with the help of simulation, what we are doing here, we are actually combining the stage of product design, project design and testing. So after the concept is ready, we actually design it in SolidWorks. and we also test it in SolidWorks simulation tool. Whatever we design after the analysis, it is ready to manufacture without any defects, and finally we delivered it to the end customer. Last but not the least, how it impacts the cost. You can reduce the project cost by cutting outsource cost. Material cost can be saved if you design it optimized product, then prototyping cost, shipping cost, etc. So bottom line is that you can increase the quality performance, you can reduce the time, and you can reduce the cost. So I hope that designing is now not the very big necessity, but even analysis. You have to analyze it before you manufacture any product is now important thing to keep in mind. Now going ahead in my visual roadmap, let's jump on to the next point, that is flow simulation, internal analysis. If fluid is flowing within the cavity of my product, then how we can leverage flow simulation to check our product. Talking about internal analysis, I have highlighted down few of the examples, like there is pump, there is blower, then there is this whole chemical process plant in which the flow is always within the cavity, enclosed within the cavity. Few examples of the same, how the results would be highlighting. Correct. Now this is a chemical process plant in which there is mixture of different fluids. I request people to kindly mute so that there is no disturbance while I talk to the other people. Thank you. Kindly keep on the mute option at the bottom, it will be available. Thank you. Now let me jump on to one case study of exhaust recirculation. Now SolidWorks is very user-friendly tool which is very easy 3D modeling software in which there is assembly, 2D modeling, 3D modeling, even there is sheet metal, weldment, mold tool, surface, etc. Correct? So we are well aware how SolidWorks modeling is pretty simple, but with that SolidWorks is also having few add-ons, like right now we will be discussing on flow simulation. Just like flow simulation, there is add-on for FEA, finite element analysis. Also there is a separate add-on for ejection molding parts if the products are manufactured using ejection molding. Plastics is available and so on. So let us start. Now it is a single window software in which you just have to activate the add-on and your flow simulation tools will be activated. No need to switch from one system to another system for analysis. In a single window you can make use of designing, drawing, analysis, etc. Now this demonstration showcases the capabilities of SolidWorks flow simulation to test gas mixing performance during the design process. We will compare design concepts to get the best gas mixing in this automotive air intake system. The yellow component that you are looking at is for fresh air. So the fresh air will be moving in from the yellow component, and the gray component is for exhaust gas recirculation. So let me jump on to the FEA. So whenever you start your wizard, it will ask you to select your unit system. Okay, everything looks good. Thank you. So it will ask you to select your unit system. So you can even select or create your own custom units from here. For example, I want velocity to be in miles per hour or foot per second, etc. Now this is one important part, like in my example, I want to check the flow within the cavity. So you can select internal analysis as in this case, correct? And fluids. Now what fluids will be flowing inside the cavity? Either it can be gases. So these are all predefined fluids which are available. It can be liquids. Even some non-Newtonian compressible fluids are available for your reference. Let me just specify one fluid so that I will go ahead. Then you can define few initial conditions over here. What will be the velocity or pressure at the start of my analysis? Right? So for this analysis, it is just the matter of defining inlet and outlet conditions and observing the result mixing. Now let me just check the geometry. So we are having this pretty handy tool which actually gives you where my fluid will be flowing, what is the domain or what is the cavity area where my fluid will be coming in contact. So it is highlighted in blue color, so you can also find out what is the fluid volume, correct, how much volume of fluid would be there inside the cavities, to be just sure that if any cavities are getting missed or not. Airflow is flowing into the intake at the rate of 50 grams per second, that is 0.05 kg per second, at 40 degrees Celsius. Correct? Now this is my air which is flowing in this yellow component at 40 degrees Celsius, and the exhaust gas is flowing at 9 grams per second at 280 degrees Celsius. Correct? Which is 0.09 kg per second at 280 degrees Celsius. The concentrations can also be set. Correct? For example, the exhaust gas is flowing in this exhaust pipe, so I have set the concentration as 100% exhaust gas. Correct? Likewise, different fluids can be used. And lastly, I want to set one environmental pressure condition at the outlet. Once all the setup is done, my motive is to check how well the air and exhaust gas are mixed at the outlet. Correct? So with the help of various goals which are available, you can find out the required results. Either it can be pressure, temperature, density, velocity, correct, etc. Even if you want to calculate what is the mass fraction of exhaust gas or mass fraction of air at the end of outlet, that thing can also be calculated. Now, after running the analysis, I'll just like to highlight the results. Now the result what I highlighted is the velocity plot at the cross section. So you can take the cross section at your required region, as in this case I have highlighted here this region. Not only velocity, so you can even plot pressures if required, temperatures, etc. Now let me go ahead and check another cut plot. Now this is the cut plot at the exit of my assembly. How much is the concentration of air and how much is the concentration of exhaust gases? So the result what I have highlighted over here is mass fraction of exhaust gases. So 0, which indicates there is no exhaust gases, and 1, which indicates it is the maximum exhaust gases in that region. So we can see there is this green color region where I am getting 60 to 50% of exhaust gases over here. As I have discussed that the main motive of my analysis is to achieve a good mixing of air and exhaust gases at the outlet. So I need to be sure that which design will be good. Either any changes in design are required or not. Now this is my another plot in which you can see I have selected all the internal surfaces and I have came to a conclusion that the red color region, which is my exhaust gas, and blue color is my air, and how they are mixing in this region. Correct? So quickly, if required, you can even change the design to get a good mixing. Correct? So let me just quickly change the design and have a look whether the new design is actually helping me to get a good mixture or not. Now the next design what I have created is I have actually extended the exhaust pipe. If you look closely over here. Correct? This was my default and this is my extended exhaust. So just by mere you can clone the study. So all your boundary conditions like inlet, outlet will be copied. No need to create it from the beginning. Correct? So over here you will see how the mixing of air and exhaust gas is occurring in this configuration. Correct? And last but not the least, I have created one more configuration in which I have included an elbow. Correct? To see whether this is fulfilling my criteria or not. Now with the help of compare result option which is available, I will just compare the results. So here you can actually choose what all things you want for the comparison. Correct? So let me just choose the result options, the cut plots and the studies. Like I am having default, another was one extended exhaust and another one was turned exhaust. Now let me just compare and over here it will show you the results. Correct? So this is my one comparison. This was my default exhaust. Now this one was extended exhaust. I am getting here a good mixing of the both fluids. And last one was my turned exhaust in which I had made one elbow. Again the concentration is in this region only. It is not getting fully mixed. So you can conclude from the different cut plots which is the best configuration of your design. Correct? This is the coal plot. What is the concentration of exhaust gas at the end of outlet? If it is 18% for default, 16% for extended and 16.7% for turn. So likewise you would be able to find out what is the best configuration for your design. Now let me jump on to one next case study in which I will highlight you one new features of SolidWorks flow simulation for an electronic assembly. Now this, let me just hide the covers so you can see what parts are there within my sheet metal box. This is one electronic box. It is a sensor control timing box. So SolidWorks flow simulation not only helps you in your mechanical components but also your electronics also. Correct? Now over here, as I want to even check what is the heat conduction occurring in the solid, so you can even check box the option of heat conduction in solid, so that the temperatures of any solid components can also be taken into consideration. Correct? Now while assigning the different solids, you can assign it as per requirement, like this is my silicon material which are highlighted, these are aluminium, these are stainless steel parts and so on. Correct? So Again, if you want to create your own custom solid material, you can go here and create your own custom with all the properties defined. So once all the materials are given, you can define what are the boundary conditions, like the environmental pressures at this location, and one at the top which I have hidden. You can even define fans. Fan plays very vital role in any electronic component to extract the heat from the system. So SolidWorks provides you a good predefined types of axial fans, right? The DC fans, AC fans, etc. And all the properties which are required to govern the fans you can set using the fan curve, like volumetric flow rate versus pressure difference. So I have defined over here 3 fans. As you can look closely, the heat will be extracted out from this system via fan. Now there are various heat generating sources in my component, correct? So likewise, you can select the component and apply the heat generation rate. It can be volumetric heat generation rate or temperature. Likewise over here, these are my heat generation rates for the respective components. Now 2 resistor components also available in my assembly, correct? So you can define those also. There are predefined available. Even you can check what is the junction to case or junction to board of this 2 resistor component. You can change it according to your requirement. And finally, no electronics is complete without the PCB board. So there are these 2 PCB board, green color, one at the side and one at the bottom. So you can also define your PCBs, correct? What is the thickness, what is the layer thickness, how much layers are available, what is the material. So it will give you good inputs. You can give good inputs to define your PCB board also. So this was for like defining the boundary conditions. And if we now check at the results, this is my temperature plot. So where my maximum temperature is occurring, you can also probe the results if you want to check the results at any locations, correct? So with the help of various cut plots available, now this is, let me hide the probes. I will plot one surface plot in which I will select the surface and check what is the temperatures I am getting at those surfaces. So if you look closely, these chips are creating the maximum, I can say, the temperature. Now the important thing why flow simulation is used in electronic industries, as I mentioned earlier, we want to extract out the heat from the system so that it will not heat up, correct? Now as I have given here 3 exhaust fans, with the help of flow trajectories you can actually look closely how the heat is being getting dissipated from the system, whether there are any regions where the air circulation is not occurring. You can mark those regions closely and choose the better configuration. So let me just hide this. So I hope the SolidWorks flow simulation internal analysis would help you to check, or it will give you more understanding feedback about your results. If I talk about the benefits, you can make the flow visible within your product, correct? So based on many different result plots which we have seen, you are able to identify critical areas in your product at very early stage of design process. Correct? You can calculate various goals as we have seen, including pressure drop, volumetric flow rate, or etc. Now few examples would be pump design, medical devices, heat exchangers, and so on. Now let us move on the next thing in my agenda, that is rotating medium and parametric analysis. Correct? Now let me jump on to the same. If I talk about the rotating medium, the examples are like blower, pump blower, etc., in which there is a rotating medium. Now let me take one case study to show you how SolidWorks flow simulation helps you if you are dealing with any rotating medium in your assembly. Now we have to specify the rotating region here. Correct? As in this my case, this blades would be rotating, so I have provided here the value in radians per second. Right? You can specify it in either clockwise, anti-clockwise, etc. As before, the inlet and outlet conditions are provided. Both conditions I have maintained at the environmental pressure. Correct? And depending on that, I have set few goals, like I want to check what is the volumetric flow rate at the outlet, right? What is the inlet pressure, what is the outlet pressure, and what is the difference. You can also set equation goals. I want to check what is the pressure difference between the two. Correct? Now let me highlight you few results. Now this is my velocity plot, and this is my surface plot. I have created a surface plot at the blades. So you can see with the easy understandable color, you can check what is the velocity at the regions. And I have created few flow trajectories which will make you understand very easily how the fluid will be flowing when the impeller is in action. Also, you can take good videos of this. You can record animation of this as well. Now let me highlight you the goals that I have set. Right, so these are the results: the volumetric flow rate at the outlet, the respective inlet outlet pressures, and the equation goal, that is I have created a pressure difference. Now the most important part is, what if I change my rotation, my RPM? Correct? Right now it is 183 radians per second. But what if I want to check it with different values? Correct? So I want to change it to 250 radian per second, 350 radian per second, or 500 radian per second, etc. So how the results would be changing if I change the inlet? So for that we have this very user-friendly what if analysis, in which you can set up the things that you need to change. As in this case, I am setting the angular velocity. These are the different values. These are my output parameters that I want to check, and these are my scenarios and the goals. Now for 250 radian per second, I am getting the pressure difference to be around about 280. If I go on and increase the rotation, the pressure difference is increasing from 506 to 991 Pascal for 500 radian per second. So with this what if analysis, by changing the inputs, right, SolidWorks will run these studies for you, and it will provide you the results in a good tabular form. No need to run the study each and every time different. It will give you a good set of results in tabular form. Correct? Now there is one more study which I like to focus, that is goal optimization. Now what does goal optimization say? That I want my pressure difference to be round about 500 MPa. I am setting my output over here. I am suggesting software that you make the changes to the inlet such that my outlet will achieve the pressure difference of 500 Pascal. Right? So you can actually define this value over here, and you can also give some tolerance. Correct? So 500 plus minus 50 Pascal. So what will be my rotation of this blades so that I achieve the target value of 500 Pascal as my pressure difference? Correct? So I am going reverse. So my input variable is the same. I will provide the range of my angular velocity. For example, between 300 to 400. Criteria is to achieve 500 as my pressure difference. Correct? And this will give you the results. Now what SolidWorks suggested me, if you keep your rotating region at 337 radian per second, you will get your pressure difference to be 489 Pascal, which is within the deviation of what I have given, plus minus 50 Pascal. Correct? Now such things can also be calculated. If you are having your few output condition constrained, as in this case, you can constrain your output conditions and fine tune your input conditions to achieve the desired results. Correct? Now moving ahead in my visual roadmap. So we have covered few topics and external analysis is remaining. So going ahead with the external analysis, this is an example of external analysis where it can be used if your flow is around the geometry, right? The external analysis is where we can check our results. Now let me take one example of the solar structure, right, which are kept at various heights where wind speed is very different. It can be as low as 10 meters per second, or it can be as high as 70 or 80 meters per second depending on the weather situation. So we need to check the strength of my structure also, whether it can withstand the wind load or not. Correct? So over here, while setting up the analysis, I have created the external analysis by selecting the option, and I have given the inlet condition to be 42 meters per second. You can highlight it with the arrow. The wind will be flowing in Z direction with 42 meters per second, right? And it will impact on the back side of the solar panels. Correct? So if I am not wrong, the wind would be impacting on this faces what I have selected. So we need to be sure that the wind will not damage the structure. So I have created this goal where I want to check what is the force of wind coming on the back side of all the solar panels. Correct? So let me just plot the results. Now this is my velocity plot, what you are looking at, and this is my pressure plot at the back end of the panel. So let me just hide the panels so that you can easily see the cut plot. Yes, correct. So this is the pressure at the back side of the panel. I will just again show the components. Hide. And as I have created a goal to check what is the force coming on the back side of the panel from where the wind is coming in contact with this. So I am getting the force to be 97,701 Newton. Correct? So the wind force of 42 meters per second on all these panels is coming 97,000 Newton. So these were my inputs. I have created the fluid as air and it comes and impacts with the speed, and these are my cut plots. So you can check where my maximum velocity, pressure is coming. This I have taken a top view for better understanding. You can even create transient analysis. So over here I have created the one. Correct? You can create it for different time, like over here I have created it for 1 second. This is another transient analysis of my turbulence length. How the turbulence is occurring in the front of my solar structure. So this was about my external analysis. Again, the benefits remain same. You can check how the flow is occurring on your product. So based on many different result plots, you are able to identify critical areas. You can anticipate the effect of external forces like wind, snow, temperature, etc. Now coming back to my visual roadmap. So we have covered few topics. Now the last and important topic of my today's agenda is CFD to FEA load transfer. Your flow simulation output can be given to your structural analysis as an input, and then you can check the results. Correct? So my CFD results are given to my FEA, and you can check what is the stress displacement on the structure. I will take the same example of this solar structure. Now the loads which are occurring on the structure are gravity load, yes, and the next load which is occurring on the structure is my wind load, correct, which I have already created the CFD of the wind load. So let me go on over here. And as I have mentioned previously, you can select the add-ins as per your requirement. Like now I want to do the FEA analysis, so I will select simulation, correct, and from here you can select the study. Now if I talk about FEA analysis, you can create different studies starting from basic static analysis to your advanced simulation, non-linear, dynamic analysis, etc. Correct? As in this case, I have created a static analysis over here. Correct? Now this is user interface of my FEA analysis. So here you can actually apply the material to your components, to your structures. Correct? So SolidWorks is having standard library available. Either it can be steel, aluminium, etc. Or else you can create your custom material also by providing this mechanical property of your material. Correct? So once my materials are given, I will apply few fixtures, like my entire structure is fixed at the bottom faces. Correct? So you can select the faces accordingly and fix. And the important part is I want to take the output of my CFD as an input in my structural analysis. So for that we have the option to include fluid pressure effects from flow simulation. Correct? So over here you can just browse the result file of your CFD. What I have done, I have just browsed it here, and automatically these all pressures will be coming up. No need to define any other external load on your assembly. And we will get all the results, like what is the stress, what is the displacement. Correct? So let me just animate it for your better understanding. Because of the wind, I am getting some 40 mm of displacement on my structure. Correct? So majorly it is coming on the panels. Correct? So if I am not wrong, if the wind is coming at the back end, it will try to uplift the solar panels. Correct? So these are the few sets of results what you can get in your structural analysis. Like displacement plots, your stress plots. Even you can find what is the reaction forces coming at the foundation where my structure is fixed. So there are these 6 locations which are fixed to ground. So because of the wind, how much reaction force is coming at the bottom structure can also be calculated with this. Now I would like to highlight you few more capabilities of flow simulation. Correct? Like this is one example in which you can see when air is coming or filling from the bottom, how air bubbles are formed. Correct? Even if you want to fill the tank. So such all complex FE and fluid flow analysis can also be done here. Now this is an example of a tank, correct, which carries the fluid, or whether we can say such tanks are used for transportation of fluids from one location to another. Correct? Now when the truck takes a sharp turn or brakes, then the fluid within the tank gets displaced. Correct, which also causes the tanker to overturn. So for that, what is the best configuration? Whether we can use any partitions, whether any partitions are required, correct? How many partitions are required, and so on, can be finalized using this flow simulation. So these are few capabilities I have just highlighted you over here. Now if I talk about few areas where SolidWorks flow simulation is used, is aerospace and defense, in aeroplane, helicopter, drones. For automotive industries, to calculate the drag forces of the vehicles. Then the wind load coming up on the truck when it moves on the road. Correct? You can even go for the comfort levels. We are having an HVAC model, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, in which you can check the comfort parameters of the room. Right? So these are the examples in automotive sector. Now these are few examples in consumer goods. Right? LED lights, automotive lighting systems, hair dryers, etc., where SolidWorks flow simulation is used. Few more examples in energy, power and process, in pumps, solar panels, walls, wind turbines, tidal turbines, etc. So I'd like to conclude my webinar by saying design is not just what it looks like and feels like, design is how it works. Correct? So the final output what we should achieve from our design is its working capability. Now, impact on product design without using simulation, decision making is like this. So I hope you understood my point over here, that the impact on product design, if you are not using simulation, so it will be like this. So it was just a fun video what I would like to project to you over here. Now it is an accurate calculator of your product design health. Finally, if you have any queries, I am open to answer. You can visit our website and reach out to us. So the phone number and email is mentioned. So if you are having any query, I'll be open for any questions. So you can type down in the chat window. Okay, I have one question. How to set goal for checking pressure drop, Reynolds number in the heat exchanger? Yes, you can set those values. So I will just jump on here. So while you create your goals, you can insert your equation goals, correct? So you can write your equation like pressure drop. I have created the equation by using inlet and outlet pressures. Likewise for Reynolds number, you will just have to write down the expression of Reynolds number formula here, right? So there is no limitation in creating the equations of your goals. So are there any few more questions? So you can type in the chat window or you can contact us. Okay, I'll wait for a minute and then we will conclude the webinar.